Sun Sports. Tonight we welcome you inside the Rotunda at Tropicana Field. The Rays series continues, Game 2, as they play host to the Toronto Blue Jays. And for the 8th consecutive day, the Rays and the Yankees share the top spot in the American League East. The most consecutive days two teams have been tied for first place this late in the season in Major League history. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Todd Callis will be with us throughout the evening as well. Rays winners last night to continue to hang on to part of first place. They did it essentially with a 3-run third, and what a difference just the presence Carlos Pena makes in the Rays lineup, Kevin, especially for Evan Longoria.
Yeah, I think so. I think the 3, 4, and 5 situation has been settled for the rest of the year. That's Crawford, Longoria, and Carlos Pena in that 5 spot. And in 10 games against Toronto, he does have 5 home runs with 13 runs driven in, a slugging percentage almost 750. And, you know, he's going opposite field, too. He's at 8 of his home runs this year against left-handed pitching. A lot of those going the other way like he did last night. That was a big one, a 3-run shot, and that opened up the game. So the presence of Carlos back in the lineup is huge for everybody, but especially it helps Evan Longoria.
We have had some great pitching matchups on this homestand, and another one tonight, the big guy, Jeff Neiman, trying to recover from his first start coming off the disabled list, and Ricky Romero can be tough with that changeup.
Yeah, no doubt. Jeff Neiman against Toronto, 3-1 with an ERA a tick over 4, low batting average against. But against Anaheim off the disabled list, he just did not have command of any of his pitches. Really, his fastball wasn't there. Velocity stuff was fine. Command wasn't there. So he's looking for that tonight. And as Jeff said the other night, he's looking forward, not backwards. And I think he'll come up 6 tonight. Romero, one of the best changeups in Major League Baseball. The lefty, again, 1-1 record with a 2.57 against the Rays, 2.27 opponent's batting average against in 3 starts against Tampa Bay. When he's right, he's got one of the best changeups in baseball. He'll throw it against lefties, he'll throw it against righties, got a nice curve to go with it, spots his fastball extremely well. He can be tough, but the Rays have seen an awful lot of lefties this year and fared pretty well.
And a pair of 10-game winners go at it. Neiman 10-4. Romero is 10-8. He has pitched better at home in Toronto than he has on the road. We'll see if that gives the Rays any kind of edge here tonight. Just moments away from the first pitch. When we come back, Todd Callis takes a closer look at the Rays cleanup hitter, Evan Longoria.
in the dugout tomorrow with rosters expanding for September. Now, remember in the beginning of the year, Evan Longoria struggled a little bit in that number 4 spot. Well, lately, the number 4 spot has been his friend. As we look at the numbers on the year for Longo, hitting third, 271, 36 runs batted in fewer games, hitting fourth, 324, more than twice as many home runs, and 52 RBIs, again in 4 fewer games. We caught up with Longoria as well as Rays manager Joe Madden and asked him about the difference lately hitting in the cleanup spot.
I mean, we're getting guys on. You know, the 3 guys ahead of me have been doing a good job of getting themselves on base in the scoring position. And, you know, when you get to hit with runners on and runners in scoring position frequently, you know, you have a chance to drive more guys in and be a little bit more productive. So, yeah, it's been good. I hope it continues to be good. But, you know, up till now, it's worked out for us.
I think he's rising to the occasion. He likes this time of the year. He realizes the import of the game, and he knows his place. So I think it's all of those things. But primarily, I think the guys in front of him are doing a better job of getting on base consistently.
Longoria and Madden with our Geico quotes of the game. Just about 3 minutes to go till the first pitch between the Rays and the Blue Jays. Enjoy all the action with Dwayne and Kevin right here on Sun Sports in high definition.
By Toyota, moving forward. By Amscott, the Money Superstore. And by Checkers, Little Place, Big Taste. Welcome back to Tropicana Field. The Rays lead in the season series with the Blue Jays, but by only a game, 7-6. This has been a hard-fought season series. And here is the starting lineup put together by Cito Gaston for the Blue Jays. Fred Lewis, the DH tonight, with Dwayne Wise hitting second in front of Jose Bautista, the American League's and Major League's home run leader for that matter. Vernon Wells, Adam Lynn, John Buck, Aaron Hill, Travis Snyder, and John McDonald rounding out the starting lineup.
Jeff Neiman comes in at 10-4 with a 3.67 earned run average, coming off a rough outing, but that was just off the disabled list, hoping for better command this evening.
So Lewis steps in here, the DH. And the first pitch is a strike from Jeff Neiman. Jeff had Pretty good velocity last time out. Just not quite the command that he would ordinarily show. Foul ball back into the screen, and the count is 0-2.
Now this could be a team too that helps them out because they'll swing the bat even if it's close, where the Angels will take a few more pitches.
The pitch inside. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, they don't walk a lot. As a team, they're 10th in the league in walks. And the pitch is down 2-2, and it's appropriate that the Blue Jays, who hit all these home runs, have a leadoff guy who might be down in the league in walks, but he leads all the other #1 hitters in the American League in extra base hits. He fouls the fastball back, holding the count at 2-2. And another foul ball on a fastball. So Lewis swinging the bat up there. Working the count through 6 pitches, fouling pitches away.
The velocity is good, 93. Plenty of fastball right there for Jeff. That's about where he tops out at.
And a cut and a miss. Had him out in front a little bit. And Lewis, a strikeout to start the game.
If that was that off-speed, definitely an off-speed pitch. A little split grip right there. Nice pitch. Good arm speed. Look at that movement and depth. Good call. Good execution.
Here's Dwayne Wise. He's after the first pitch and fouls it back. Well, these Blue Jays typically come out swinging. Wise hit down in the lineup, 7th last night. And shoots it into left. Takes a base hit the other way.
Wise got a 92 fastball, hitting that ball toward Carl Crawford in left. BJ Upton plays center. Ben Zobrist in right field. Around the infield, Evan Longoria, Jason Bartlett, Sean Rodriguez, and Carlos Pena, and Kelly Shopik is behind the plate.
Now here's Jose Bautista. He's in there at third base tonight. And the first pitch is a strike. Bautista with 42 home runs and 99 runs batted in. Wise back in. He can run. And Bautista steps back in there. Big cut and a miss. 0-2.
93 with this fastball away. Good location. Had a little movement to it. The bottom fell out of it a little bit.
Over to first. Wise back in. Batista second. with those 99 runs batted in. Miguel Cabrera has 107. That's tops in the big leagues. And a tap to third. Longoria's going to have to go to first. Had to wait a little bit for the hop. And Wise moves into second.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Evans upset, but he did the right thing. He had to play the hop and not let the hop play him. If he crashed too hard, that ball might have bit him up. So he got the big hop by hesitating, and it took a big hop on him to his left. And Wise just got down there quickly, a good secondary lead. So that's the right move. 2 outs. Get that sure out. First ball hitter right here.
Vernon Wells. He's in their cleanup spot in the order. The fastball in. A ball, no strikes.
That's danger area coming in on him early because he likes to open up and turn. Especially in this count right here. 1-0.
That was getting loose.
Yeah, that was that home run swing there. Jeff went away this time, got it up a little bit. And Vernon pulled off it. You can see right here. Shoulder opens up. Big swing. It's a big 2-run home run swing. Not your typical base hit swing for an RBI.
And a cut and a miss. A nice pitch right there.
Yeah, good slider right there by Jeff. Smart pitch. Well, he's already showing better feel for his pitch. That's a tight slider. Good tilt on that. Movement going 2 ways, down and away.
So he's ahead of Wells. 2 outs. Wise at second. And he got him. Came right back with the slider. Got him reaching. Couple of strikeouts in the first. A base hit and a man left. And 2 good sliders to Wells. Sports is presented in beautiful HD by H.H. Gregg. Take a quick look at the Rays lineup put together by Joe Madden, Jay Upton, followed by Jason Bartlett and Carl Crawford, Evan Longoria, Carlos Pena, Sean Rodriguez, Kelly Shoppick, Ben Zobrist, and Dan Johnson will be the DH tonight, the left-handed hitter against the left-hander Romero.
Yeah, the young lefty is having a nice solid year, 10-8 in his 26 starts, 3 complete games, 3.5 earned run average. Building those innings up. 172 and 2/3.
And here's Upton stepping in against him and shooting a line drive into right field. And a diving catch by Wise. Dwayne Wise made a heck of a play right there. Upton hit the ball the other way and hit it hard, but Wise made the catch.
I tell you, this past week and a half, really, BJ is jumping on that first good pitch he sees, and boy, I agree with that. That's a good piece of hitting. That's just a great defensive play by Wise. Being ready for that one, and from a right-hander hitting it that way to the right, the ball will tail away from him. He stayed with it.
Does he make all his great catches against the Rays?
Boy, you're not kidding.
He made the one for the White Sox that saved Mark Burley's perfect game. And that's a great catch right there. Now Jason Bartlett. I'm going to jam the thumb on that catch.
Probably did. That tumble.
2 strikes the count.
He's got to do what that kid with Boston did. Do the full somersault.
Absolutely.
Kalish did.
Yeah, and then stick the finish. Ground ball to shortstop. McDonald handles it with a toss to Lynn.
The rest of the defense for Toronto this evening around the outfield, Travis Snyder and Vernon Wells. You just saw Dwayne Wise and right around the infield, Jose Bautista. John McDonald plays shortstop tonight. Aaron Hill, Adam Lind at first base, and John Buck behind the plate.
Here's Carl Crawford. The pitch to Carl is low. Carl at 295. His speed played a big part of the Rays' win last night. He looks at a strike. It's 1-1. Carl hit that ball on the ground in the 3rd inning with 2 outs that Hill had to hurry on. Doubled home a run in the 2-run first and then scored the 2nd run, and with 2 outs started the 3-run 3rd. Two balls, 2 strikes. Down again. So the count is full. Roll to first. Lynn has it. He'll toss to Romero, who's over there in a hurry. And the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. On to the 2nd. No score. To purchase postseason ticket packages, you can do that by making your 2011 season ticket reservation. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Adam Lind, the first baseman, leads it off. Goes after the first pitch and skies it to the left side. Foul territory. Longoria makes the catch. So the Blue Jays continue to be aggressive.
Yep, first pitch fastball got in on Lind a little bit. Shopik set up inside, and he did get it in there a little enough.
John Buck, the catcher.
Some of their strikeout to walk ratios, this guy included 88 strikeouts, 11 walks.
First pitch is a strike. Yeah, the Blue Jays have turned that philosophy completely on its head that they had just a couple years ago, when it was walk, walk, walk,
yeah,
take, take, take. Cito has him up there swinging.
Well, it's helped a guy like John Buck, because he had never been a big hitter in the big league, especially with Kansas City. There's always power potential, but Buck has responded. Even though the strikeouts are high, the numbers are good. 280 plus and 14 home runs.
He bounces one to the left side. Longoria with time. The catcher going down the line, and he throws him out. 5-3 on the play. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, Jeff looks good tonight. He's got good feel of all of his pitches so far. Good alignment toward home plate. The other afternoon, I should say, in Anaheim, he was falling off pretty dramatically toward first base. So he's got his alignment back, going right toward his target with his stuff.
Now the second baseman, Aaron Hill, is the hitter. And there's a strike. Good location with
much
almost
better.
all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Hill doubled and homered last night. This one breaks outside. 1-1. Broken bat, fly ball to center field. B.J. Upton is there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom half of inning 2 coming. No score. Go to the home half of inning 2. Evan Longoria about to step in. Be followed by Pena and Rodriguez against Ricky Romero. Pitch is a strike. Evans' numbers right in line with what you might expect. Down to third. Bautista gloves, turns and throws, and Evan is out at first. Let's take this opportunity to check in once again with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thanks so much. As you know, rosters can expand tomorrow, September 1st, and here are the players expected to be added to the Rays roster. Brad Hawk, last year an All-Star with the Rockies. Rocco Baldelli, who was here from 2003 to 2008. Player of the Year in the minor leagues last year, Desmond Jennings. Pitcher of the Year, Jeremy Hellickson. And Deanna Navarro, 2008 All-Star. Also, Jose Lobaton could be added as well. Now, which of those potential September call-ups could have the biggest impact? There are your 5 choices. Jennings, Baldelli, Hop, Navarro, Hellickson. Text your vote to 789-789. Guys, back to you.
There's some pretty interesting names right there to help this club the final month. There's Carlos Pena. He takes the pitch for a strike. I've got a feeling Navarro will get a couple of pretty important hits before the month is over.
Well, you never know. He's going to get some chances to catch because of all the catchers, he can catch, he can throw. He can throw some people out.
Strikes the count, and I'm anxious to have Rocco's bat here as well.
That would be fun.
Around Pena's feet. So that moved them.
Rocco's prepared for this pretty much all season.
Yep.
And now it's almost September 1st, and that'll be a nice addition. Nice right-handed bat.
Well, he's gotten his first 30 at-bats in the minor leagues out of the way. He had said, when he goes out there, he said it's a swing and a miss for about 30 at-bats, and then he starts to swing the bat well, and the reports are that he has swung the bat well. It's the second out, the strikeout of Pena. 2 gone with the bases empty. Take a look at some of the numbers on those guys. You see Rocco hitting .278 in 23 games in the minors, slugging at .477. We've already seen Hellickson, and it's going to be fun to see Desmond Jennings as well. Strike call to Sean Rodriguez.
Now, is it safe to say there might be one more name, a left-handed pitcher?
Well, there could be. I think there will be others. Here's McDonald with the pickup on Rodriguez, and he throws him out. I think there'll be more names as the days pass on the calendar. No score through 2.
Guest announcer, 15-year-old Matt Walker.
No scores. We go to the third. Just a reminder to be on the lookout for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment coming up later in tonight's game. Travis Snyder comes out swinging after that first pitch, and he fouls it away. Strike one. Snyder, McDonald, and Lewis due up for the Blue Jays. Fastball inside, 1-1. Well, we've seen a good assortment of Neiman's pitches so far, Kevin.
Yeah, his slider is excellent tonight. Very good tilt on that. Fastball to got away. Sort of good split on that strikeout to Freddie Lewis to start the game.
Yeah, that split and the sliders he threw to Wells, very good. Two and one now to Snyder. Fastball by him, 2-2. Well, the Yankees strike early. They lead 3-0 in the first over Oakland. And there is strike three call. Snyder. Strikeout number 3 posted by Neiman.
This had good movement. It came back over the inside corner and it had plenty of velocity. 93 right here. Take a look. Nice little bite to it. Right over the inside corner.
Now John McDonald. And he swings, hitting a high fly ball deep to left, all the way to the wall. Crawford's going to leap, and it's gone. McDonald hits his 5th home run of the year. And that will put Toronto on top 1-0. We mentioned last night that this guy, for some reason, gets big hits against the Rays, and he makes great defensive plays. He's a very good defender, and he hits this one out.
Well, Jeff missed location. You can see Kelly Shopik sitting away. That's a mistake pitch. Here's Kelly away. Look at that ball right over the inside corner. So that's a mistake that was hit out of the ballpark. That's not where Jeff was trying to go with that pitch.
Here's Lewis, and the pitch is a strike.
Well, you can do that no matter who you are when you're ready to hit. That's why McDonald is tough. He was ready to hit a fastball that was in his wheelhouse, and he got one. If you're thinking take first, you don't swing at that pitch.
On the ground, Rodriguez at second. 2 gone. 21st home run given up by Jeff this year. And the Blue Jays now have hit 199 home runs.
There's a prime example of Cito Gaston's philosophy, because a lot of times a number 9, who do you think, well, he'll work the count a little bit, get the lineup turned over. But even a little guy like that, he was ready to hit first pitch if he got one in his wheelhouse, and he did.
And Wise aggressively fouls it back. 1 strike the count. Ben Mazzaro's pitching for Oakland tonight, and Phil Hughes making the start for New York. 1-1. So the Blue Jays have the first run of the night. Pitch comes back for a strike.
Yeah, another good pitch. His stuff is still good, though. I mean, he made one mistake. Mislocation, he got hurt by it, but his stuff is very good tonight.
And And the breaking ball's hit on the ground to Rodriguez, who makes the play. A run on the home run by McDonald. Bottom of the third coming. 1-0 Toronto. To the bottom of the third with Kelly Shopik stepping in. Kelly hitting 7th in the lineup. And he swings, hits that first pitch high and deep into left, and that ball is catchable in front of the track. Snyder takes care of that. A towering fly ball. In the game tonight and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Now Ben Zobrist. Pitch is high.
Kelly had a home run swing on that one. He just got underneath it. I was thinking for a moment it might carry out.
2-0. Yeah, it was high enough to make contact with one of the two back rings out there.
It was, yeah. It doesn't matter where Ben hits. He finds a way to get a 3-0 count.
Yes, he does.
he's hitting 8th tonight. And he's ahead of the count 3-0.
He leads the team in walks. He's 4th in the league in bases on balls, and draws another one.
That's amazing. Ricky Romero is just firing strike after strike, and here comes Ben Zobrist, and he's not even close on 4 pitches.
So the Rays get their first base runner, and they get it for Dan Johnson. You know, it's interesting. Romero with that changeup. Lefties are hitting him at 272 and right-handers 237, and that's part of the thinking to have Johnson in the lineup tonight at DH. He takes a strike.
Well, and he still will throw his changeup to lefties. A lot of guys don't like to throw changeups to lefties because they feel it fades down and in right into their left-handed swing.
Yeah, he threw one to Crawford.
Yep.
And a one-hopper, flagged by Hill. He goes to McDonald. First base in time for the 4-6-3 double play. Close play on the back end of the double play. Hill, McDonald, and Lind. And the Rays are finished in the third. 1-0 Toronto as we head into the fourth. A question: who's the only pitcher in MLB history to throw a complete game and also be ejected from that same game? Now there's a stumper for you. Bautista takes a big cut at the first pitch. So what else is new? 1 strike to count on him.
That's right. What a surprise.
High foul. That's out of play. The count is 0-2. Bautista, Wells, and Lynn. They get into the heart of the lineup. And that one is outside. 1-0. Bautista was with the Rays briefly in 2004. In fact, he was with 4 teams in 2004. 2-2. He was originally in the Pirates system and then got to the big leagues in 04 with Baltimore, then the Rays, then Kansas City, and then back to Pittsburgh. He hits this one a long way down the line, and it's a foul ball. Another fastball, and he jumped on it.
Yeah, he sure did. In fact, he got a fastball early in his count that he fouled off. He missed. Too good a pitch. That's danger area. Going inside on him, middle in like that. That's actually off the inside corner. I'd just get him to expand the zone here. Oh, a nice slider again.
And he did not go, says Mark Carlson. Well, the Rays wanted that call. And the count goes full.
That had been a split. Take a look at the side. This is Mark Carlson saw. Oh, he went.
Yes.
Broke his wrist
did.
right there. That's a missed call.
And ball 4 down and away. So Bautista opens with a walk.
Now that's less of a danger area down and away. It's not a bad try by Jeff Neiman, but he had him struck out the pitch before.
And here is Wells. Ground ball, foul, just outside third. Sharply hit right there.
I think that was a slider. First pitch. Wells can roll him up. He can hit a nice 6-4-3 double play ball. Slider left it over the plate a little bit, but it was down.
Grounded into 13 double plays this year. Oh, 2 fastball that time.
Had some good movement in. Good tailing action on that 92 fastball.
Fly ball, not too deep to center. And BJ makes the catch. One away in the top of the 4th with Bautista still at first.
That's a nice sequence by Jeff. Neutralizing right there with the slider after a fastball in. Got Wells extended. Got him out front.
There's Adam Lind. Lind fouled out on the first pitch his first time up, and a ball caught by Evan Longoria. He's had some success against Jeff. Coming in 7 of 17 with a home run.
Yeah, they threw him in first pitch in his first at bat. He popped it up. They tried to go right back in there. They missed. Again, that's danger area early in the count. Guys are looking to turn in this ball club.
Pitch away. Change of speeds, and the count is 2-0. Baltimore has a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third on Boston. And the Yankees head in the bottom of the second inning, leading Oakland 3-0. Time called. Well, both these pitchers have been throwing a lot of strikes here in the early part of this game. Now, after the leadoff walk to Bautista, 1 out, and even now behind Lynn, 2-0.
Bautista has 6 stolen bases. Caught a couple of times. 6 of the 44 the Blue Jays have. Last in baseball.
And a ground ball to second. Rodriguez. Barton at 1. First base 2. 4-6-3. Bit of a long throw by Rodriguez to start it, but the Rays turn it with Lynn going down the line. 4-6-3. Bottom half of inning 4 coming. 1-0 Toronto. The Rays will have the top of the order coming up here. B.J. Upton. Let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Who's the only pitcher in MLB history to throw a complete game and then be ejected? That would be Jeremy Gonzalez, the late Jeremy Gonzalez, pitching for the Rays against Oakland. And here's part of that action.
Those last couple of antics got him tossed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll get you tossed.
One and one to count to B.J. Upton. Held back by Julio Lugo.
Well, that's the guy I would want to be held back by.
2-1. It's a 3-1 count to BJ as the Rays trying to get something going here against Ricky Romero. Upton went after the first pitch in the first inning and hit a hard line drive, a sinking liner to right, and Wise turned in a great catch on that one. Closest the Rays have come to a hit in the early stages of this game. And ball 4. BJ is aboard. Well, it's pretty interesting as we take a look at our Toyota trend tonight. The Rays facing the left-hander Ricky Romero. And while they're hitting only .249 against left-handed pitching, when the opposition starts a lefty, they have a major league best 31-14, including winning 16 of the last 19 at home in that situation.
Yeah, they've seen a lot of guys like this. Ricky has very good stuff. He's got an excellent changeup, but they've seen a ton of guys like this all season long.
Bartlett takes the pitch high.
There are really no surprises. I mean, when he's got his changeup working and it's down with good arm speed, it's tough to hit even if you're sitting on it. But there's a lot of guys in the league that have great changeups from the left side that they've seen.
Romero had a great season last year, 13-9. He's only 25 years old, out of East LA, and he's been a big part of the Blue Jays feel will be a bright future. Bartlett takes him up the right side, but foul, out of play, and it's 1-1. They signed him to a 5-year deal back in April, so that'll extend through 2015. One and one to count to Jason Bartlett. And BJ's back in at first. The story is, when he was a kid, he wanted to write right-handed, and his dad, who played baseball in Mexico, made him write left-handed. He said, "You're going to be a left-hander." Well, it worked. And you're going to have a good changeup probably as well. Here's a liner, foul up the right side. You can see him. His dad forcing him to write 100 times, "I will write left-handed and have a good changeup."
Right underneath that was changeup. Changeup is the key.
Well, he's been a good one here for the Blue Jays. Another one up that right side.
Well, he's hit the ball over there so much so that Wayne Wise is way over playing Bartlett like a left-handed pull hitter in right field. Wayne over there, the right corner of your screen.
And a ground ball to second. McDonald shuffles to Hill, and Hill stow to first to Lind in time for a 6-4-3 double play this time. Second double play in the last 2 innings turned by Toronto.
Yep, Jason just hit it right at McDonald. That's just a tailor-made double play ball right there.
There's a ground ball by Crawford, sharply hit, but Lind had him played perfectly, making the play unassisted. We're through 4, 1-0 Toronto. upcoming race schedule, you can live forward with Just for Men hair color. First pitch of the 5th inning is a breaking ball, and John Buck takes it. That's a strike. That might be the first time the Blue Jays have led off an inning by taking a pitch.
I think so. Good spike curveball right there.
Hit on the ground is short. Bartlett makes the play. 1 away.
Well, now they're back to normal. Everything's all right
that's
now.
right. Swinging the bats here. That's what they do. How about that? 50 pitches for Neiman. 1 out into the 5th, and Romero, I have him at 37 pitches through 4. And Aaron Hill takes a strike. One. Baltimore with a couple runs in the 3rd. So they now have a 3-0 lead on Boston. Pitch popped up foul. Pena running toward the dugout and could not get there in time. You know, and that's one of the few times I think where we've seen that foot affect Pena's play.
I think so, yeah. That's a play Carlos normally gets to and makes, even though it was a tough play. Yeah, you can see Carlos. That running is, I mean, that almost hit his left foot. He sees it, but he's just doing a nice jog because that's all he can do with that foot.
That went just off the plate a little bit. 2-2.
Nice freeze by Kelly Shafik. That's how you freeze a ball. You don't need to jerk it back in. Just hold it there. And normally you'll get that call. That's a good pitch. Just missed.
What is fouled? Yeah, that ought to be a strike just to even things out for the pitch he missed on Bautista.
Yeah, that's too close to take, but he didn't get the call.
On the check swing there. 2-2 now. And a popper shallow left. Crawford coming in. 2 up and 2 down here in the 5th. Now Travis Snyder. This is the 7th career start for Neiman against the Blue Jays. He is 3-1 against them with an earned run average of a little over 4. 1-0 this year. And now Snyder was caught looking in the 3rd inning. A little low. Breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. It's fouled back. 1-1. Neiman made 76 pitches in his last outing in 3 2/3 against the Angels, and struggled with his command. 1-1. A little bit away. 2-1. And off the bed of Shopping. 3 balls and a strike. Only the second 3-ball count that Neiman has had. He went 3-2 to Bautista and walked him. Now 3-1 here to Snyder. And he walks him wide.
Just got away from him. Kind of opened up a little soon on that last pitch. It faded off the outside corner.
Well, and here's the difference in the game to this point. John McDonald hit a first pitch fastball out in the third inning. It was McDonald's fifth home run of the year. He tripled off the wall in left field last night.
And here's the one that just missed location. That faded right into his swing. He missed trying to go away. McDonald was ready to hit.
Pitch is up and away. Fastball missing. McDonald now in his last 3 games has 2 home runs and a triple, and he came close to hitting a home run last night. He homered in the last game of the Detroit series for the Blue Jays. So he's got a power surge going.
Yeah, and he's in a good hitter's count right here to turn on 1-2. Stay away from him right here.
Takes off. The pitch is high. The throw is high. And a steal for Snyder, his 4th.
A good jump. Pitch is high. Shopik falling off to the left. Ends up throwing the ball high. Got to keep that head going right toward your target. Fall off to the left like that, your ball's going to be up. I'm talking about Shopik. You almost get too far over the top when you do that. You clear your head like that.
So Snyder steals his way into scoring position for McDonald. And the count on the Blue Jays shortstop is 3-0. A strike. You're almost surprised to see him take 3-0.
You are, and this might be a time to throw a nice slider. He had a good feel for his slider earlier in the game. This might be a good count right here to do it. McDonald, as aggressive as he is.
And a ground ball to third. Longoria will have to make a deep throw, and does. That retires the side. No runs, a walk, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Toronto. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. On to the bottom half of inning 5. The Rays will send Evan Longoria, their cleanup hitter, to lead it off. Carlos Pena and Sean Rodriguez will follow Longoria. First pitch misses, 1-0. The Rays facing Ricky Romero. 10-8 on the year, 5-3 at home, and 5-5 on the road for Romero. And his earned run average is .417 on the road, .278 at home.
He's gotten 9 of the 12 outs on the ground ball today.
It goes 3-0 to Longoria,
including 2 double play balls.
He's careful with Evan and walks him. So he's given up 3 walks now. And the Rays, for the first time, have the leadoff man aboard. Mark your calendar for Saturday, September 18th. The Rays take on the Angels. And after the game, catch Adam Lambert in the Summer Concert Series presented by Hess Express. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets now. Here's Carlos Pena. Carlos, a strikeout victim his first time, the only one Romero has tonight. And the pitch is close. 1 ball, no strikes. He got ahead of him 2 strikes the first time and then threw one down around his feet. Carlos 7th in the league in home runs. Center. Wells there making the call and the catch. And Longoria is going to try to advance and will. Evan Longoria, with some alert base running, moves into scoring position.
Yeah, that's very smart by Evan. He read that all the way. If you think the outfielder is going to catch it and it's deep enough, then go back to the bag and do that. There's no sense in going halfway. Chance of Vernon Wells dropping that are almost none, but the chance of him making an accurate throw, well, Evan wanted to challenge that. And he gets in there easily. The throw is way wide at second base. Very smart.
So the Rays, for the first time, have a man at second base. And here's Sean Rodriguez. And that's especially a good move with Rodriguez coming up. Sean came into the game hitting .322 against lefties.
You know, Sean does that a lot. He's good at tagging up on fly balls like that.
And he fouls it back at a good cut on a fastball.
Yes, he did. Right on it. Straight back.
A 1-1 count. Big cut to miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That'll take the count to 2-2.
Change up right there. Sean was able to read that one.
And he misses again. Full count. Longoria walk, moved to second on the fly ball. Foul ball, just a little bit of that one to stay alive. 3-2 pitch. Again. And it's ball 4. We'll put 2 men aboard for Kelly Shopik.
Yeah, fastballs up. A lot of pitches out of the zone tonight. That's 4 walks for Romero. This is where Kelly Shopik has to keep the ball off the ground right here. He's got to look for something he can drive again. Get one in the air somewhere.
Well, Romero walked 5 his last time out. That equals his season's high. That came in a loss to Detroit when he pitched 2 outs into the 6th inning, gave up 3 earned runs in that game. Turned out to be a 7-1 loss. And here's Shopik. And a pitch high again. Tried the off speed there, changeup.
Yeah, he sure did. And this is where Kelly's got to think, getting down and through the ball to drive it to right center. He's going to get some pitches away from him, some 2-seamers and some changeups. If he's thinking pull, it's going to play right into Romero's hand for a double play.
And he pulls this one foul, breaks his bat. It's a cutter. So Shopik gets a new bat.
So with that type of swing right there on the cut fastball, he'll get an off-speed pitch here. He'll get a changeup again, fading away. Romero's going to try to get him to get out front and roll it over to short.
The Rays catcher back in. And he sends a fly ball back into right. Wise backs up near the track. Longoria is going to tag. He'll go to third. And the Rays will have men on the corners with 2 outs.
Oh, that was good thinking by Kelly. He did try to go with it. Just got underneath a little bit too much this time, too. I mean, 2 times in a row he's had those high launching fly balls that you think off the bat maybe it'll carry out, but get underneath it too much. Pitches off the plate away and but up. Not a bad swing, though.
Well, here's Ben Zobrist. 1st and 3rd.
Look how far back Batista is.
Yep, pitch down. I noticed that myself.
Yeah, I didn't mean to talk over the pitch.
No,
I'm just watching live. I'm watching Batista. I wasn't watching the monitor.
I saw that. I said, hey, how about...
I was just going to see if he was trying to set Ben up and come in, but he's staying back there at third base. Ben's a good bunter. Drag bunt, base hit, run score.
The first, Rodriguez back in, and then not giving anything away at the plate.
If he bunts, I think Romero's going to have to make the play, but where Batista is, I don't think he has a shot.
Pitch away. 2 balls, no strikes. Foley relaying the signs. And that's going to catch the strike zone, says Jeff Nelson.
2-0 count. Take a look. This is middle away. Definitely a strike.
2-1 now. And a shot toward the middle, skipping by Hill. Longoria scores. Rodriguez goes to third, and this game is tied. Zobrist got it by Romero and somehow through Hill, and the Rays get their first run of the night.
Yeah, once you got by Romero, you thought clean base hit, but Hill was right there up the middle, and it got right under the wickets, I believe. Take a look. Ben hit it well, gets by Romero, but there's Hill. Better shot right here, you can tell. Hill just misses it. I think the ball ticked Romero and had a little angle back toward Hill. But that's a ball Hill's got to play. He's got to make that play. Rays will take it.
So the Rays have tied the game. Now Dan Johnson takes a pitch inside.
Ball was hit hard by Ben, though, but that play has to be made in big leagues.
Longoria, who walked, has scored. Rodriguez at third, Zobrist at first. And Johnson shoots one into center field. Well tagged. That's going to go all the way to the wall on one hop. Rodriguez scores. Zobrist on his way to the plate. He scores, and the throw to third. They're going to get Johnson in a rundown as Bautista puts the tag on him. That's a double, and the Rays get 2 more runs out of that and take a 3-1 lead. So Dan Johnson, who came through twice in the Boston series, comes through here with a double to center field to cap a 3-run inning. And the Rays lead 3-1. Three to 1 lead.
Yeah, this ball cut on Ricky Romero, and Dan Johnson jumped all over it. Splits the gap in right center field, but Zobrist is going to score easily. I don't know why Jan kept going. That's the only problem. Big hit, though.
Now we go to the 6th, top of the order. Fred Lewis takes the pitch for a ball. Fouls this one back out of play. 1-1.
You know, sometimes on plays like that, if you think it's going to be close at home, you'll run into the out intentionally. But Zobrist was cruising in. He was going to score easily.
They're going to make a scoring change and rule the ball hit by Zobrist a base hit. Now Lewis bunts third base side, rolling, and that's going to roll off. It's going to stay fair. Well, Longoria thought it might roll foul. That's about the only chance he had, and it stayed fair.
Well, you know, we've seen this tailored foul at times here early in the season, but this is the way it should be tailored for the Rays. Look at this ball. It's going to hit the chalk. It's going to stay right on it and come right back in fair.
Apparently the chalk is tailored.
Yeah, it's tailored all right. A little bit higher.
So a bunt single.
I don't think Evan knew that. You know who used to come out early and do that and check the chalk like that? Juan Pierre. He's with the Dodgers. Well, anybody, White Sox. He comes out in a visiting ballpark and he'll check it. He'll roll bunts down there just to see if it's tailored for the home team or not.
That's a big part of his game.
It's a huge part of his game.
Lewis at first, and now Dwayne Wise stepping in. A start and a stop at first by Lewis. 1-0 the count.
I'm happy for Ben getting a base hit, but I'm sorry, that play's got to be made in the big leagues. He did hit it hard, but you got to make that play. But hey, Ben can use it, so.
It's a base hit and a run batted in for him.
Yep.
Makes all 3 of the runs earned.
He did hit it hard.
He's up 2-0.
Don't want to give anything back here, especially with the big guy on deck, Jose Bautista.
Runner takes off. That's a strike, and there's no throw. It's the 16th steal for Lewis. So he has 16 of the 46 stolen bases for the Blue Jays.
Good jump by Lewis. Kelly still had a shot at him, though. Elected not to throw. Look, he had a quick transfer.
Two-1 and a line drive base hit into center. That's going to score Lewis. And now it's a 3-2 ball game as Wise picks up his second hit of the night. So the Blue Jays come right back with a run and narrow the lead to only 1.
Yeah, this looks like a slider right here, a cutter back door. It wasn't a slider. It was something. Yeah, I think it was a slider. I think it was just a backup slider. Didn't do a whole lot. Looked like the grip was a slider, just flat. Jeff's had a pretty good slider tonight. Good depth. That one didn't work for him.
Here's Jose Bautista. The runner takes off. Throw down to second, and it is not in time. A stolen base for Wise. So the Blue Jays dusting off the running game here with their third steal off Neiman and Shopping.
Well, they're just taking advantage of Jeff Neiman's size. This is a better throw by Kelly. Good quick tag by Rodriguez, but too big a jump. See, he's clearly in there easily.
So the potential tying runs at second with nobody out in the 6th. Oh, and Bautista is hit by the pitch. A fastball against Bautista. So Batista slowly makes that walk up to first base.
He got him on the left hip, below the belt area.
So Batista's at first and Wise at second. And now the Rays will see if they can get a double play ball out of Vernon Wells. Wells has struck out and flied out to center. Pitch down.
Yeah, Jeff's lost some command this inning. That's going to get the bullpen stirring for the Rays. He's had 5 really good innings. In this inning, he's lost command.
Lance Cormier gets up down there. And a little tap foul. 1-1 the count. Wells 0 for 2 tonight and 1 of 19 lifetime against Neiman.
He's got the stuff and the arsenal to get out of this inning with his split and his slider if he throws some good ones. Some good 2-seam fastballs. He can get that ground ball you're talking about.
And a ground ball sharply hit fair past Longoria. Hits the sidewall. Wise will score. They're going to wave Bautista around. The throw back is mishandled. So Bautista scores. And Wells in at second with a double. So the Blue Jays have come right back with 3 runs to take a 4-3 lead. Crawford's throw a little bit offline on the throw back, and the Rays could not set up a relay to the plate.
Yeah, and Evan, this is a slider that's a little bit flat. It's the right pitch. It just stays middle in and gets by Evan because he's even with the bag. Even if he was back, I don't know if he would have got that one. Here's Carl with the relay. A bare hand pickup. A little wide off the glove right there, and by that time, Batista's in safe. They had a shot if it hits the cutoff man, and the play is made. Had a shot at Batista.
So 3 runs in with Wells at second. Nobody out. The hitter is Adam Lynn. And he sends one back into deep center field. Upton will have to play it off the wall. One hop. Wells is on his way to the plate on a double by Lynn. And the Blue Jays make it 5-3.
Clearly, as we said a couple of hitters ago, Jeff just hit the wall. The command's not there. The crispness isn't there. He's trying to go in. This ball's right in the wheelhouse. Danger area. Adam Lynn.
Jim Hickey will head to the mound for the Rays. So the Rays started the inning with a 3-1 lead, but the Blue Jays have struck for 4. Couple of base hits to start it. Hit batsman, back-to-back doubles. And Hickey takes up a little more time for the bullpen. Neiman's made 79 pitches now as Jeff Nelson goes out to break up the conference.
Yeah, it's not the stuff. It's just the command. He's just mislocation. And even that pitch there, that was a dangerous pitch to go in first pitch like that to Lynn, and it was down. And if you go down into a lefty like that, he's going to do exactly what you just saw.
And there's a shot off the bat of Buck, and that's going to go to the wall. Lynn will score, and Buck's on his way to second. He jumped on the first pitch fastball. 3 consecutive doubles, and now it's 6-3. And Madden will come out to make the pitching change. So the pitching change, call to the bullpen, brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all.
all the answers for you. You log on to FoxSportsFlorida.com, click on the Rays link to ask your questions. Tomorrow, a Web Wednesday. Guys, back to you.
All right, and that's going to be David Price on the mound tomorrow against Sean Markham. So another good pitching matchup. Here Lance Cormier takes over for Jeff Neiman. Neiman made 80 pitches, and Cormier's on for the 48th time. Here's Aaron Hill with John Buck, the runner, at second. Swing and a miss on a cutter. Two on a foul ball back. Well, the inning started on the bunt, but overall the Blue Jay hitters remained aggressive all night.
Yeah, they did. I think if you go to the well, no pun intended, burn wells, but if you go to the well too many times and you don't have location, you're going to get burned. What I mean is first pitch fastballs.
And a long shot back into left, and that ball is going to get out of here. An 0-2 curveball hanging, and Hill hits it out, a 2-run shot. And so the Blue Jays are putting together a monster inning here. 7 runs have scored, and it's now 8-3.
Take a look at the pitch. Curveball, it's just, ooh, it's up. It's sitting on a table for him. On a tee. That's just not a good 0-2 pitch, obviously.
Snyder. The pitch is a strike. So that's 7 runs charged to Neiman tonight in 5 innings plus. And the 1 run now charged to Cormier on the home run. Snyder reaching on the changeup. 0-2.
Had good stuff tonight too, but he hit the wall. You could tell it a few hitters ago.
Change, and Snyder missed that one. It's the first out. Well, 7 men had come to the plate, 7 men had reached, and 7 men had scored before the first out recorded.
That's too bad, that line right there. 7 earned runs and 7 hits in 5+ innings, because Jeff, for 5 innings, he threw very well. Stuff was very good tonight.
McDonald taking a pitch down. One out with the bases empty. McDonald pops it up, straight back foul, out of play. So the home run by Hill, number 200 for the Toronto Ball Club. Pitch, breaking ball low, 2-1.
7 hits, 7 runs, no earned, 2 walks, 3 games, 1 home run, 1 hit batter.
Two. Andy Sonnenstein is throwing in the bullpen now for the Rays. And ball 3 down. Ball 4. So McDonald reaches. And the guy who started this inning, Fred Lewis, will bat, the 10th man to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. Cut the miss. Cormier making his first appearance on this homestand. It's 2 innings Wednesday in Anaheim against the Angels. Lewis lifts the popper. Foul ball down toward the bullpen, and Longoria makes the catch on it. 2 gone.
Nice play by Evan. He tracks that as well as anybody on those foul balls down a line like that. Got to it quickly. Nice play.
The count as Wise takes the pitch too low. Two balls, no strikes. Takes off, had a good jump. The pitch is popped up foul. So McDonald running and would have stolen it easily.
Yeah, you know, Cito Gasson doesn't run much, but if you don't look at him or pay attention, he's like any other manager. He'll run. Don't let the stats fool you. Just because they're last in baseball in stolen bases.
They just about had their 4th steal of the night. Two and 1 to count on Wise. Ground ball. That's going to go through the right side off Rodriguez's glove. Zobrist with the pickup. So a base hit for Wise. His 2nd of the inning, his 3rd of the night. McDonald goes to third base.
Ball just hit hard. Sean gets to it, knocks it a little bit further to Ben's left. Brother would have got to third anyway.
And now Bautista hits again. Bautista was hit by a pitch in the first at bat of the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Jays have sent a dozen men to the plate in the inning. And a long shot to left field, and that one's going to get out. Bautista hits a 3-run home run. That's his 43rd home run of the year, and that will give him 102 runs batted in. And what an inning put together here by the Toronto Blue Jays to make it 11-3.
That's a cutter right there. Boy, they're the best mistake hitting team in baseball. This is a flat cutter. Boy, he did not miss it.
So the Blue Jays have dropped a 10 spot on the Rays here in the 6th. And here's Vernon Wells, pitch in the dirt.
Now the 2 home runs off of Lance in this inning are both mistakes. Nothing wrong with the call of the pitch, just the depth. The cutter was flat, middle of the plate, home run by Bautista. The curveball 0-2 to Hill was just a hanger. Just hasn't executed the pitches.
Ground ball foul outside of third by Wells. The count is 1-1. Well, they've hit 2 home runs in the inning, 3 on the night.
That's the thing we were talking about. The Blue Jays, they're not just a first ball fastball hitting team, they're a first ball mistake hitting team. They look for mistakes. They look for balls that are hittable. They don't care what the pitch is.
So Bautista gets over the 100 mark in RBIs. And he's done it before the 1st of September. Now there's a shot. It's going to bounce against the low wall, and Wells is on his way to second with a double. His second double of the inning. So the Toronto Blue Jays putting together a monster inning. They've got 10 runs and 10 hits in this inning.
That's another hanger. You can see the height of that, and that's just another mistake. He just doesn't have his stuff. And, you know, Joe's got call-ups coming up tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be more pitching help. But they elect to keep Cormier out there in the 6th inning.
Here's Adam Lynn. Not that it makes any difference. That's 10 runs and 9 hits in this inning.
Yep.
And Lynn takes a pitch low. Unless you want to count Bautista, who was hit by a pitch. That was a hit of another color.
A hit of another color.
Fly ball, center field. Upton cutting across to his right, makes the grab to retire the side. But the Blue Jays have a very big inning. They score 10 runs, home runs by Hill and Bautista, capping the outburst. What's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Well, the Rays have just been hit by a 10-run sixth, and the Blue Jays lead 11-3. Most runs the Rays have given up in a single inning this year, but not ever. DJ hits the first pitch on the ground to the second baseman Hill, and he's out of there, one away. The Rays gave up 13 runs twice to New York in 2005. That came in one inning, and 10 runs tonight. Now Bartlett's going to be lifted. Reed Brignac will pinch hit. Seven runs charged to Neiman, and 4 of those runs charged to Cormier. And Brignac looks at a strike. Down 1-1.
Yeah, what Joe Madden's going to do now is lift a couple of his starters, even though there's 4 innings of offense to go, because it's almost September, and not that the game is undoable. I mean, completely. Doesn't look pretty right now, but he's going to give his starters a rest right here for a few innings. You know, you're out there a long time, and there's still a lot of baseball left, and it's going to have to be the reserves to get the job done if they do come back tonight. He's going to do what he did last Wednesday in Anaheim.
Yep. 1-2 the count to Brignac. Lee takes a look at it too low. Yeah, so Crawford, who is due next, will be lifted, and Matt Joyce is on deck. Now we go to 3-2. Rays gave up those 13 runs on 2 separate occasions on the road. This is the 10-run inning, the most they've ever given up at the Trop. It ties that mark. And Brignac is out on strikes. Second strikeout for Romero. 2 gone. And now Joyce, Matt Joyce, will pinch hit. Some friends out to help the Rays battle it out against the Yankees coming up Monday, September 13th through Wednesday the 15th. Visit RaysBaseball.com or call 888-FAN-RAYS for more information on group sales right now. That takes the pitch. That's a strike. Two outs or the base is empty. 0-2.
This is probably a game you'd like to see Pena get out of there too, the way we saw him going after that foul ball. Rest that foot a little bit. Evans going to be lifted.
It's low to Joyce. 1-2. Joyce could not check. He's out on strikes. 1-2-3 go the Rays. We're through 6. It's 11-3 Toronto.
Baseball, and we asked you which of the potential call-ups could have the biggest impact for the Rays. TB1, Desmond Jennings. TB2, Rocco Baldelli. TB3, Brad Hopp. TB4, Deanna Navarro. TB5, Jeremy Hellickson. Text your vote to 789-789. And here's earlier this season, Deanna Navarro back with the Rays, we believe, as early as tomorrow. And none of those guys were in the lineup today for Durham. Navarro, Jennings, Baldelli. So I'll be making a nice catch as well. The thing about Navarro, too, early in the season, the Rays had a very good record in games in which he started. So the Rays may have a little more flexibility behind the dish beginning tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
Well, the Rays have made some changes here with Matt Joyce in left. Willie Ibar takes over at third, and Brignac's in the game at short. Andy Sonnenstein, the new pitcher for the Rays, facing the catcher, John Buck. Pitches inside again, 2-0. Tell you, I'm really hoping that Andy has a short inning here, because if he doesn't, it's really going to mess up my scorecard. 2-0 the count. It's a Tapper foul.
Well, mine's already messed up. So, yeah.
Yeah, those 10-run, 14-hitter innings are not good for that. Especially if the other guys are doing all the scoring.
Yeah, no, that was not pretty.
Fly ball toward left center, and Joyce is there to make the catch. Here's a breaking ball, and Buck lifted it into left center field. Nice catch by Joyce.
You know, one thing hitting all these breaking balls tonight, Cito Gasson he'll have curveball BP. He does something, he'll bring out, like John Buck, for example. I talked to John about this. He comes out and works on curveball batting practice. I mean, hanging curveballs. So Cito does some things differently than a lot of managers as far as the offense is concerned.
Yeah, and I think Bruce Walton is an expert at doing that.
He is, yeah.
That's a great asset to have on your staff.
Well, you saw Hill got a hanger, and he hit one out. Buck, that was a curveball right there that he hit pretty well. That line out.
Mike McCoy up here. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCoy hitting for Hill. It's off the end of the bat, foul. McCoy got the start last night at shortstop, and now hits for Hill. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, and that's hit down to third, grabbed by Ibar, and the throw to first in time. So 2 up and 2 down.
Ball was hit hard right at Willie. Yeah, you got it. It's in there.
2 gone. He hasn't seen a lot of action over there this year, not as much as he has in past seasons. 1 strike to Travis Snyder. 0-2. Neiman, Cormier, and now Sonnenstein. We're in the 7th. And a breaking ball, tap foul. Well, the good news is that Neiman, for 5 innings, threw the ball very, very well.
I think so. I think that's what you take out of this. The other day, in his first start off the DL, he didn't really have it from the first pitch on. Today he did. He had good stuff. I just thought he hit the wall way before he came out. He hit the wall.
Ground ball for Rodriguez, and the toss to Pena. So the scoreboard reads 11-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Toronto. It was a nightmare of an inning in the top half of the 6th for the Rays. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Mike McCoy stays on to play second base for the Blue Jays after hitting for Hill. And Willie Ibar, now in Evan Longoria's spot, hits for the first time in the game and takes the pitch for a strike. One ball, one strike. So Bartlett, Crawford, and Longoria have all been lifted. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's facing Ricky Romero, who suddenly finds himself with a very big cushion. Puts the ball in on Ibar. McDonald still to first and plenty of time. 1 gone. Just a reminder to Buck fans, the NFL season just around the corner. And FoxSportsFlorida.com there for every step of the way from training camp through the regular season. Log on now for exclusive daily blogs and videos from inside Bucks camp. We're your season-long home for Tampa Bay Buccaneers on FoxSportsFlorida.com. Carlos Pena. Pitch is down to Carlos. No ball, no strikes. One and one. Carlos takes another one too low.
Yeah, this is one of those games for Ricky Romero where he's only in the mid-70s for pitch count. He can save that bullpen tonight too.
Yeah, he has 3 complete games already.
Yeah.
And that's a strike, taking the count to 2-2.
Well, with everybody else in the game except Jace, so Carlos almost has to stay in the game.
And he is out on strikes. So 3 strikeouts in the last 4 hitters Romero has faced. He has 4 strikeouts on the night. And Sean Rodriguez will hit. Now, Sean was part of the 3-run fifth for the Rays when they took the lead for a short period. Had a 3-1 lead until the explosion by the Toronto offense.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good about that once they got 3 off of Romero with Neiman the way he was throwing going into the 6th.
And that was started by that bunt that rolled fair down the third base line, put down by Fred Lewis.
Yeah, I think the sequence to Wise where he got the base hit started to show. I thought that's where Jeff was starting to hit the wall a little bit. Command wasn't there, and then definitely when he hit Batista, he wasn't trying to hit him. They were taking advantage of the stolen base against him too.
And back to the mound. Nice play there by Romero, and the toss to first retires the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays, and we head into the 8th. 11-3 Toronto.
As we head into the 8th inning, Blue Jays batting. Don't forget tomorrow, guys, first 10,000 fans get this limited edition David Price figurine, courtesy of Sweet Base Supermarkets. Great detail on this figurine. 10,000 available. You can pick it up tomorrow if you're one of the first 10,000 in the stadium. Kevin noticed earlier he was throwing the curveball. Great detail on the glove, too. It's got the little notes that he writes on his glove. And everything else tomorrow night, courtesy of Sweet Base Supermarkets, and another chance for this guy to pick up his 16th win and get back in that chase for this Cy Young Award. Guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. It's a very attractive item there. McDonald with a line drive, base hit into left. He makes the turn on for the 3rd time. That's his 2nd hit. He has homered, walked, and now singled. And that's a dozen hits for the Blue Jays.
It's amazing with all this hitting, the Blue Jays they're only 12th in batting average in the American League. 249 coming into this game.
Yeah, the other interesting thing about them coming into this game, they'd hit 198 home runs and had scored 606 runs. So almost a third of their runs were home runs.
Absolutely. That's what they're looking to do.
Two and 0 the count to Lewis. You know, the tough thing for Neiman, he was charged with 7 of the runs in 5 innings plus after pitching 5 innings of 1-run baseball.
Well, I thought I was going to get back to that after he hit Bautista. I thought he had really hit the wall. You could see it sometimes as a catcher really quickly. I know he got the bunt down, Lewis, and all that, but in the sequence to Wise, and when he got away to Bautista, of course the flat slider to Wells was the real topper, because that got him back ahead. You could see it turn immediately.
3-2 to Lewis.
I just don't think he's built 100% for his stamina yet. Coming off that stint on the DL, last start we know what we saw there. This start was really good until the 6th.
And a ground ball deflected off the glove of Sonnenstein and redirected it past Rodriguez. So McDonald advances to second as Lewis is aboard again. That'll be a base hit.
There might have been a play on this by there would have been a play by Sean. Probably a double play, but it's natural instinct by a pitcher to go after it. And he kicks it into right field. Rodriguez would have been right there. It would have been 2 probably, even with the speedy Lewis.
So now it's first and second, with Wise stepping in. Wise had 2 hits in the 6th inning, has 3 on the night. Makes a big cut and missed a breaking ball. This one bounces away. Shopping had a little trouble locating it initially, and the runners will advance to second and third. So a wild pitch. Charge.
Now it's a breaking ball right here. Kelly doesn't get over it. He's got to get the upper half over the ball so it drops right down and out in front of him. Upper body is straight up and down. It's not going to be effective on a curveball.
Ground ball to the right side. Rodriguez will play it to first. A run will score. So McDonald crosses the plate. Over to third goes Lewis. Wise gets a run batted in. Well, the Miller Lite tastes great this moment for Toronto tonight. The home run by Jose Bautista. A 3-run shot. His 43rd home run of the year. Gives him 102 runs batted in, and here he is again.
Yeah, it's not even September 1 yet, and he's going to hit 50 this year.
It's inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
I don't think that was really that close. I think he thought maybe he was going to get one in the ribs, but it's a moot point. No sense in doing that now.
And there's a strike, 1-1.
Too late to stand somebody up when it's 12-3.
And a broken bat roller past Pena and into right field. Lewis will score. And Bautista has his 4th run batted into the night. A 2-run 8th. Take a look at this bat.
Yeah, right off the bat, it shatters completely on contact. It squirts right by Carlos Pena. It's just one of those nights where everything they hit is finding a hole. Some of the mistakes are obvious. They should be hit, and some of the good pitches are now finding holes.
So it's 13-3. And here's Vernon Wells. The pitch is a strike. Wells had a couple of 2-base hits in the 6th. And a pop-up right side, and Pena makes the call and the catch. 2 outs.
First baseman, Adam Lind.
Now Adam Lind. Well, the Blue Jays scored a run in the 3rd inning on McDonald's home run, then put 10 up in the 6th, and they have 2 in the 8th. The Rays scored 3 in the 5th. Lynn started to wade into that one. 1 ball, no strikes. And that's a strike at the knees. 1-1. Swing, a big cut right there at the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Sonnenstein has been touched for a couple runs. One is down. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is one of those games where Shop is going to be glad there's a right-hander on the mound tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time defensively back there. Trying to block balls and squatting back there for a long time.
And a line drive to Brignac at short will end the inning. 2-run score. We head into the bottom of the 8th. 13-3 Toronto. brought to you by AutoWay. If you need a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call? AutoWay. Call 1-800-SHOP-AutoWay. 5-Hour Energy. Hour of energy now. No 2:30 feeling later. Visit 5hourenergy.com. Gulf Coast Honda. Visit GulfCoastHondaDealers.com to find great deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. And by Resident Evil Afterlife in 3D in theaters September 10th. How about this little get-together? Jeff Nelson had a conversation with Joe Madden and initially met with the crew chief, Jeff Kellogg, and we have all 4 umpires huddling now. And look at that.
Well, it looks like
it's on the Madden's
It
face.
looks like it's about substitutions and wearing a lineup card. I mean, that's what it looks like right there. Wearing the lineup card certain guys are at and where they're hitting. That's what that's got to be about. Now they're going to go talk to Joe Madden about that. Jeff Nelson.
A little housekeeping work here, and apparently they're all squared away. And at this point, Gaston doesn't seem to be too concerned.
Yeah, he gave a little. We're up 13-3. That's all right. Let them hit wherever they want.
Yeah. Kelly Shopping will lead off here in the 8th inning. And he lines one foul into the seats. Strike one.
But wasn't it pretty blatant? I mean, Brignac hit for Bartlett in the 6th.
Yeah.
Joyce hit for Crawford in the 6th. And then Ibar took the field defensively for Longoria. So
yep. It all seems straight up right now.
Straight up. Yeah, it's tough to say what that was all about.
Joe had that little look like the cat who ate the canary.
Yeah, he did.
And Cito's can't believe what he's seeing. Is this real?
He'd like to see more of it. That's why he put the drops in. He likes it when he sees those big innings from his offense.
1-2 the count to Shopping. And he is caught looking. So Shopping is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Ben Zobrist now will hit. Ben has a walk and got credit for a base hit and a run batted in the 3-run inning for the Rays back in the 5th. There's a strike.
You know, all that being said, all these runs being scored, the Rays only have 2 hits tonight.
Yep.
And Ben's was reversed after Dan Johnson got the 2-run double. I mean, my point is, Romero's been outstanding. Of course, the game completely changed, obviously, in the 6th. Joe elected to take out 3 of his key starters.
Well, you know, Romero in his 2nd outing of the year. Now it's still 2 strikes. He had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning against the White Sox. Well, there have been a lot of those this year, too.
Oh, man. Well, last night in Los Angeles, Roki Kuroda had a no-hitter, I think, going into the 8th inning against Philadelphia. Ended up winning that game. He gave up only 1 hit.
2-2 the count.
3-0 Dodger win. Former Dodger Shane Victorino broke it up. It's unbelievable this year what's gone on the year of the pitcher.
And a little chop charge by McDonald, and his throw is skips past Lind, and Zobrist heads to second. So Ben Zobrist is aboard here with one out. And the Rays fans here taking advantage of something to cheer about.
Yeah, that's good hustle by Ben, too. I mean, this game looks like it's out of reach, obviously, 13-3, and he just hustles down the line. Should be a two-base error by McDonald. He does nothing easy, does he? That guy's just a fire plug. And Ben reacts quickly as the ball's thrown away. Should be a two-base error.
So here's Dan Johnson. Bounces it foul and drove in a couple of runs with a double in the fifth. Fourth error of the year charged to McDonald. Oh, 2. One ball, 2 strikes. It's 96 pitches for Romero at the moment. He's made as many as 118 in one outing. 2-2. Casey Jansen in the bullpen. Johnson started after that breaking ball, but did not offer. 3-2. That's foul outside of first.
I'm looking at the White Sox. Manny Ramirez didn't play tonight, but they're up 4-1 in the ninth over Cleveland. But how about Edwin Jackson, since he got traded again? Get a chance to go 3-0. He's got 8 innings, 1 run on 4 hits, 10 strikeouts.
And there is ball 4. The 5th walk of the night issued by Romero. 2 men on now with 1 out. 100 pitches for the Toronto lefty.
Now there's no need, really. He has to finish this game. It's not a shutout. It's not a no-hitter for him. If he gets through this inning, that could be enough for him.
And BJ bounces it foul. BJ opened the game with that hard hit line drive to right, and Wise made a great catch. Missed the fastball. Into left field, and the Rays have loaded the bases. An error, a walk, and a single on a 2-strike pitch. The Rays have their 3rd hit of the night.
Goes down and throws his hands at it, gets through a breaking ball right there, and just drops it over the outreach glove of Bautista. Timed his jump a little bit late. And that will do it.
Cito Gaston out to make the pitching change, and we'll be back in a moment. Against the Blue Jays. This will be his 4th outing of the year against Toronto. And he'll be in pursuit of his 16th win. We'll be with you tomorrow at 6:30. He hooks up against Sean Markham on Sun Sports, and all of that in high definition. Casey Jansen is the new pitcher, and he inherits a bases loaded situation. Reed Brignac, the hitter. And a high drive up the right side. That's a foul ball. Well, Brignac on the first pitch making a bid to get a couple of those runs back.
Yeah, that might have got 3 right there with B.J. Upton at first base and his speed. Well, it is the 8th inning. The Rays do like to score in the 8th, so who knows? Just hooked it a little bit foul by about 1.5 feet.
And he sends it up the right side again. This one foul. Down near the bullpen, and he broke his bat. 0-2.
Casey Jansen, this is his 48th game. Good strikeout to walk ratio, 54-14 right there.
Scores. Johnson will score. Upton goes to third as Brignac drives in 2. And the Rays make it 13-5. So Brignac toyed with the right field line a couple times and drops this one toward right center.
He just had to change and get the base hit back after he broke the other one. Stays on an off speed and drops it into right center. And the Rays come got to scramble back here. Make it interesting. Another big hit. They will make it interesting.
Matt Joyce. Joyce pinch hit for Crawford in the 6th after that big 10-run 6th the Blue Jays enjoyed. Joyce fouls one. Strike one.
Tell you, when the game's been this one-sided, you do like to finish strong and try to scrap back. You may come up short, but you want to leave on a positive note.
Joyce takes one down and in. 1-1.
You know, one thing athletes don't like is to be embarrassed. Even though Joe Madden took his starters out, and you understand the reasons why, the guys that get a chance to get a couple of at-bats, they want to do something with those at-bats. Reniak just did.
Joyce gets time. Joyce looks at a strike down around the knees.
I just don't think Matt was expecting one right there in his wheelhouse. He got it. Surprise right there.
And that's down a bit. 2-2.
Wide too. That's a good take by Matt. He liked that one back in his wheelhouse again.
Two balls, two strikes. And wide for ball three. Now the count goes full. Jansen came in with the bases loaded. 2 runs have scored, and Jason Frazier gets up in the bullpen down the left field line. And Joyce is out on strikes. That pitch cutting in on him.
Yeah, it sure did. 90-mile-an-hour cutter. Had plenty of action on it. Tough pitch. Looks like it's going to be one of those four-seam fastballs that he took earlier. It was just a good selection by Jansen. Good execution.
Now it's Ibar. Only grounded to the shortstop his first time. Ball, no strikes. Oakland down to the Yankees 9-3. The A's hitting in the 8th inning of that one. Two 2-0 the count on Ibar. It out of play. 2-1. Jansen behind 3-1.
I tell you what, Jeff Nelson behind the plate, give him credit. He's not mailing this game in. There were some close pitches that he could have easily just said strike three. And he's calling it right for both sides.
And ball 4, Ibar walks. So the Rays have loaded the bases for Carlos Pena. Well, it could get interesting here with one swing of the bat.
You're not kidding. 13-9 is within reach right here. And if that happens, it'll be very interesting.
Some of the diehards still believe.
Why not? Well, we saw a couple of games last week in the National League where the Reds were down 10-1 in the third inning, came back and won.
Yeah, I think that day there were 3 10-1 leads that evaporated.
The Rockies were down 10-1. Now, granted, those were earlier. They were the third inning, but they came back and won, beat the Braves.
So a conference on the mound here in a 13-5 game.
You're fighting for a playoff spot. There is no giving up. There is no. And you may rest your starters, but that doesn't mean you're giving up. You just say you keep scrapping and fighting. Stranger things have happened. Especially when it's almost September.
Well, here is Carlos Pena, who homered last night. Hit one off the left-hander. He's facing the right-hander, Casey Janssen, now. And the pitch is up. Carlos 1 out of 9 lifetime against Janssen. And 7 grand slams on his resume.
If I got the bases loaded, he's the guy I want pinch hitting if he's on the bench.
Yeah. Well, he takes a strike. 1-1.
Either he or Matt Joyce. Matt's got a couple of grand slams this year.
Well, it would be fun to get this game serious once again.
Why not? Got to play 9. We might as well win it. Play to win.
And a broken back, ground ball right side. McCoy makes the throw to first, and that ends it. The Rays settle for 2, leave them loaded. At the end of 8, it's 13-5.
By authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and all accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, the Rays have made a couple adjustments in the outfield. Ben Zobrist moves over to play center. Dan Johnson goes into the game and left. He had been the DH, and Matt Joyce is playing right field. So the pitcher Sonnenstein technically will go into the leadoff spot vacated by B.J. Upton. And the first pitch here in the ninth is a curveball, slow breaking ball in for a strike to John Buck.
It's been a long game if you're a starter in this game out there on defense, and I think every half inning Joe Madden could save one of his key starters. That's what he's doing right now.
1-1 to count to Buck. Sonnenstein starting his third inning of work. Neiman 5+ and Cormier 1 inning.
It may not sound like a lot to get a half inning off of defense, but it's been such a long game. These guys have been out there. I think Joe's just thinking, I'm preserving. It's almost September. Last thing I want is a muscle strain or cramp.
And a cut and a miss by Buck. He's out on strikes. One away in the ninth.
Take a look at the pitch by Andy right here. A little cutter. Up and away, and John Buck swings underneath it.
Here's Mike McCoy lifting a pop fly toward the line and right. And that is Rodriguez in foul territory making the catch. So 2 outs. Travis Snyder. He's upstairs. A ball, no strikes.
Travis hasn't really joined in the offensive barrage here tonight. He hasn't had much fun.
No, but he did start the stolen base outburst. And for this club, they've had an outburst in steals tonight, 3. He walked and swiped the base in the 5th.
Yeah, he did. And then Lewis the next inning with the bunt, playing some small ball, stolen base. Wise base hit, stolen base. They played small ball to get back in this game, and then the Thumpers took over after that.
1-2 on a foul ball back.
Well, this is a club, Toronto, that's going to be a difference maker here the last 31 games or so. A lot of people think like it's over as far as the wild card is done. I don't think so.
And a high shot back into right field. That's got some distance. Off the glove of Joyce. Extra bases for Snyder. He turns and hangs on at second with a double. Well, now, are you satisfied?
Well, I had to say it, didn't I? I had to pop off and say it, and there he got a hit. Get his hit out of his system. So,
yeah, that's a good idea
for tomorrow night.
I like your thinking.
Let all these guys get their hits tonight. So David Price can shut him down in about a 2-hitter. Nice effort, though. Matt didn't miss that by much. Let's try it.
David Price was out there trying to catch him.
He was.
Here's John McDonald. On strike. Well, now everybody in their lineup has a hit. They have 15 hits tonight.
Good. I hope they go home happy then.
Yeah, really.
Get too happy tonight and back out. You're going to see David Price tomorrow.
1-1. Well, I don't care how good or how bad you are. There are nights like this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the nature of the game.
Part of it. It is. Well, this is an explosive team. We've talked about that all season. So nights like this are not a surprise, really.
1-2. McDonald almost literally chased that curveball. I mean, like getting a running start to chase it.
Yeah, he does. He almost ran that ball across the infield, that one he threw away earlier to Ben Zobrist in the 8th.
Breaking ball hit on the ground is short for Brignac, whose throw to first is in time to retire the side. Get a hit and leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 13-5. Flash Fox Sports Florida, Sun Sports. You'll find behind-the-scenes videos, polls, discussions, and more. A great way to interact with other Rays fans and stay up to date on Fox Sports Florida and Sun Sports events and telecasts. Todd Callis and Brian Anderson are on there. How about that?
Well, not surprised. The stars, you know.
Yeah. Jason Frazier, third pitcher of the night for the Blue Jays. And Rodriguez fouls it back. That's a strike. Two-thirds of an inning for Jansen. Strikeout, a walk, and a base hit allowed. Now Frazier. One and one. Have a strike. Romero, the starter, worked 7 1/3, gave up just 3 hits, but 5 runs, 4 earned. He walked 5 and struck out 5. Rodriguez rolls it to second. McCoy with the pickup and throw. 1 out in the 9th. Kelly Shopping to the plate. Shopping 0 for 3. He was called out on strikes in the 8th. And he had the base hit down the left field line past the diving Bautista. Shopping on his way to second, and he is in there with a double. Well, the Rays now have 5 hits. Shopik has his 7th double.
First pitch, fastball, middle in. Kelly has a nice swing at that one. Good level, fluid swing, good balance. Into the corner, does get into second base, so there's your checkers double of the game. Went in there standing. Well, if you're going to be out there that long behind the plate, you might as well have a hit.
That's right. Yep. And here is Ben Zobrist. And he lifts a high pop fly. Snyder and Wells after. Vernon Wells makes the catch. 2 outs. And Dan Johnson, who's given in 2 of the runs for the Rays, will be the hitter.
Signs for that pitch. It's 13-5. Jason, he went through a ton of sequences to throw that one.
A changeup and then some.
Yeah, well, maybe he wants to work on it. Maybe that's the reason.
That's a strike. 1-1.
Get to the heck with that.
Yeah, here's a fastball.
It's getting late.
And a swing and a miss. Well, the Yankees won their game. And the Red Sox have lost to the Orioles. That's a 5-2 final. New York beat Oakland 9-3.
What happened to all that good Oakland pitching we've seen and heard about?
One and 2 now to Johnson. Fouls it. Yeah, they used a lot of it up on us.
They did. Yeah. Trevor Cahill got blown up yesterday, and tonight was Ben Mazzaro. Well, the Red Sox lost. You are counting days now. You start knocking out days off the calendar. I love the math you did, though, about the All-Star break. So you're the one that really projected correctly.
Well, we'll see. But
more so than anybody.
Pitch is down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see how it works out. The Rays are pretty much on that course.
They are. Yeah. Well, it's about really winning series. You know, you'd like to see a sweep, but like you said, nights like this happen.
And Johnson is out on strikes, and that's going to end the ball game. So Johnson strikes out, and the Blue Jays defeat the Rays tonight. It's a 13-5 final. They do it with a 10-run 6th inning, and so the Rays, after 8 consecutive days of being tied for first with the Yankees, drop 1 game back. Boston 7 games behind the Rays as the Yankees beat Oakland tonight, and the Rays drop this one here to the Toronto Blue Jays 13-5. So tomorrow the Rays will go for the series victory. The wrap-up game of this series when David Price goes to the mound for the Rays. Price, after his 16th win, will be with you on Sun Sports in high definition tomorrow night at 6:30 with the final game of this 3-game series. Don't forget, Rays Live, the postgame is up next. Now for Kevin Kennedy and Todd Callis, this is Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Again, the final 13-5 Toronto, and we'll see you on the postgame.